Alright, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me. This is a bit of an impromptu recording of the Isle, and I'm going to give you some insight and some method into the madness here. I'm planning to play some Deinosuchus soon, and in doing that, I want to plot out some strategical thoughts, and as we browse the map here, I'm in a developer server that I've spun up, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use some, I guess, technology to 3D model the world. And not only that, like as we go through this video here today, we're going to see the whole map, and not only are we going to see the whole map, we're going to see I guess like key water locations, mud pools. We could do AI spawns at some point, but that requires a bit of jankiness. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to map out a model of the whole world in a video recording, and from there we're going to essentially turn this into a tool that we can share publicly. So hopefully at some point everyone can get access to this, but I'm just going to work through it now. This isn't a real thing yet, it's just in my mind, and we'll make it a real thing. So this will be the process. So right now I'm in a dev server. I'm in the free cam navigation mode, and I'm kind of mapping out different parts of the map. And what I have here is I've got myself on I've got a 2D map on my other monitor. You can see it on the top right as a mini map. There you go. So we're at the very top left hand side of the map at the moment. We're up by these little rocks out in the water. I've just kind of had a look at those. So we've got the video recording images of the actual 3D imagery. So I'm going to turn this video we're watching right now into the 3D model of the world. I'm going to overlay that against the 2D map for coordinates, and then I'm going to have a live 3D map in real time that we can plot our character when we're playing the game. So yeah, make of that what you will. So I'm also going to be noting a few things specifically for our Deinosuchus playthrough, and that is that I'm looking for key water locations, and I'm trying to assess whether an AI, if it's sufficient for AI fish spawns. The goal is that essentially with the Deinosuchus, I think it's really easy to prime, and if you prime it several times in a row, so I can actually speed up the camera navigation here with my middle mouse roll. So I don't want to go too quick because I want to map this accurately, but I also don't want to take 10 years to map sort of unimportant islands and structures. So I'm going to slow down on the things that matter a little more, so I get a higher quality definition render. But on this kind of stuff, I'm just going to do it fairly quickly. So yeah, in the thought process there, I'm kind of looking for different locations to go with the Deinosuchus. And the map that I've seen from Google that I've kind of pulled up online, I noticed a couple of things. One, the water isn't where the water's supposed to be. Two, there's parts of the map that are just like not represented at all. I didn't even know that there's an entire section of the map that is like a parallel river to the delta. And I've never got there, because I've never survived long enough to transition through the zones that are barren to get to the lush locations. And I'm going to show you some of those today. So we're going to explore together. I haven't actually done this fully yet. I'm just kind of working on this now. I'm looking, for water spawn locations. What is this? See, straight away, we've got water. Where is this? That looks shallow. Let's slow down. How deep is it? Okay, it's deep. How deep? Am I stuck? Oh Jesus, that's just deeper than I thought. Wow, that is deep. Sufficiently deep. That's deep enough for a Deinosuchus to lay in and strike people down. And where is this? So I didn't know this existed. We're off the back edge of the top side of the map. Like, you're never going to get here with a Deinosuchus in a realistic scenario without having known that this is here to begin with. But theoretically, you could swim here easily from a sea approach up the coast and around. and then just run up the hill into that pond. And this is likely an area at which people come if you're on a large pop server to drink safe water. What else do we have around here? So this is really cool. Slow down. Alright, yeah, these things. Alright. Okay, that's one water spot I didn't know existed. So let's just map out a little bit of this area. I know where this is. Alright, yeah, so we're still just north side of the big dome. Top side of the map. What's that? Water access. This is the spawn location of Deinosuchus very often. This is often, I think it is always the spawn location of a Pterodon, right? I'm not 100% on that, but I've spawned in like 7 or 8 times on this dev server with a Pterodon just to fly around, and it feels like this is the only spot I've spawned in. So someone maybe could confirm that. My FPS is suffering in the recording mode, but yeah, I'd rather share this with you guys. So I'm just kind of mapping out. Would that be an entry exit path? Like, the progress up these rivers is super unsafe to get ganked. I'm just trying to think like smart about being a dinosaur but also being a human. And like getting to prime and entombing several times over, and getting like a full set of stacked mutations. And to do that, I want to kind of have a unique and untrafficked way to progress through the map that people have either not discovered, not done, or just simply don't give a shit enough to do. And yeah, like survive. We want to be the ultimate evolutionary survivor, right? The saltwater crocodile doesn't exist now because this Deinosuchus was an idiot. So yeah, we're gonna see what we can do here. So I'm kind of just gonna do a quick pass around some of these key structures at the top of the mountain, so I can stitch them together for my 3D modeling. And this lake here, this one's a good one. Another one, is this one even represented? Yeah, no, this one is. I think you can get here with a Deinosuchus from the spawn, and I think you can run this path. I think you can go straight up here and sprint this, go left side of the mountain, and straight into this pond. It may require a mutation. Probably the safest option would be the water reduction efficiency mutation. But the one where you gather back hydration in the rain could also work if you time your walk with the rain. I think that'd be like the coolest thing, right? If you could build a Deinosuchus that realistically doesn't dehydrate massively from a pond, and he gets like 3 times prime, and he can walk around the map and transition pond to pond without dying. Like this pond, if you got in it, this may spawn fish. I don't know. Like, it is pretty deep. So have any underwater structure? I can't see crap. Can't see anything in this mode. It could. It very, very much could. It's got these like slim rivers. Like, typically they spawn fish. And this one is definitely a spot where you will hunt people. I think you've got a mud pit right opposite it here. See that one? So let me just get my map. Yeah, this is a super popular spot up here. So we got that, and then yeah, there was this pond over here, wasn't it? Yep. So we got 2 ponds. I didn't know. Oh yeah, this is the part. I'm gonna come back to this because this is tripping me out. This one's stalkable, eh? This one is definitely stalkable. This one is on the pretty much western side of the map. Directly on the western side of the map. I don't know if fish will spawn here. I don't think they will. I think that's not big enough. The problem is essentially that as an ambush predator, if you're playing on an official server, especially like an Australian server, a lot of times it's like 50, 60 people on. This map's quite big. To get someone, I mean, your chances are slim. You will get people if you wait long enough, but waiting long enough could mean death at like a 13-ton animal. So this part is all quite like desolate. There's nothing to get out here. You might get like a turtle on the beach from time to time, but they don't seem to spawn consistently for me. I mean, there's been a stretch of beach in my last video where I would run for turtles and crabs, and that kind of worked, but you can't do that as a Deinosuchus. And these mangroves are all effectively useless. I mean, I haven't played every dino yet, so there may be something that spawns in here and operates throughout this region, but I don't know what it is. I hope to find out at some point. I am going to play through more of the classes. I'm just kind of picking the things I like the most. And I think this is the part I was talking about. This connection here may change. Does this transition from salt to fresh? Or is this all salt? Because we're still beach and mangrove. We're still beach and mangrove. Like, this goes all the way inland. Like, is this still salt? Is this salt water? Like, is this still salt? I mean, you know the title of the video. Is this all salt water? I didn't know that this went so far along. Like, that you could transition through an entire... This cuts through the center of the map. Like, I've never swum this river. I can't believe that. Freaks me out, sorry. And then, yeah, it transitions back to this ocean section, which I have swum, but I've never gone that far in. Like, for some reason, I must have ended up in here or in here, and I must have been starving at this point because there's no food around. But will fish spawn anywhere in there? And if they don't, but you can get this far, right? This is the part I was thinking about. This little ledge here, this is a perfect little Deinosuchus ramp. Up here, trot, 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 straight into the river. That river will spawn fish. And then you can go from here up around, straight up there. And then what are we looking at? Like, that's a nice little river. That's a nice little juicy river. That's a big juicy river. This one leads all the way. I don't know if like players are going to venture up here. They may. I don't know why they would. I don't know if there's massive amounts of food source. Maybe herbivores. I don't, like, that's what I'm saying. I don't know the game that well yet. It feels kind of secluded. But if you want to grow a Deinosuchus to prime 3 times in a row, maybe this is the type of... I might catch a player unawares. I might catch AI. I might get fish. I think this river should spawn fish. This is a massive... Looks like a freshwater river. This is the type of... Yeah, this got the grass. Like, this is definitely a regular river. This will spawn fish. So you can eat fish here in your journey transition. Pop back down the waterfall. And this splits the north and the south of the map in half. You can transition from this lake here. I probably wouldn't go. I think that's just a light puddle. I've never seen this, like, this place looks crazy. I've never survived over here. I just felt like it was barren terrain. And my map doesn't indicate that like any of this stuff is here. So it's very confusing. Yeah, that does not look deep enough, but it definitely looks like you could recuperate your water if necessary on that straight line trajectory. If you had a saltwater mutation. Would you even want to go over? Nah, you probably never end up in there as a croc, right? Not sure about this one. Ooh, slow down, slow down. Yes, this one for sure. Look at that sneaky little pond. No one would think a Deinosuchus is just chilling in there, ready to take your throat. How would you get there though? Beach, yep, beach to pond. That would work. See, my error in playing this is like I get a Deinosuchus, I run around the map, I get to like 8, 10 tons, whatever, and then I die because I kind of get bored and I'm just like, well, I just swim the same river over and over again. I'm not ambushing anyone, and I can't get to the inland ponds without dying because not only do I attempt to discover the inland ponds in-game with my 10-ton Deinosuchus moving at 3 kilometers an hour, but I try to transition across the map and I starve myself or dehydrate myself to death because I'm just trying to find what looks to be a pool on the map but isn't actually a pool, or a water source. I think that's kind of how I basically got my T-Rex stuck. This would have been an awesome spot to chill as a T-Rex. Oh, yeah. I need to learn. So yeah, learning a little bit about the game today. So that is a nice little beach. It's got a nice, that's a smart little drinking area for someone, huh? So yeah, I'm just trying to map some of the key structures as well for my modeling still. That's why I'm kind of browsing like this, trying to get the edges of everything, get both views, because I'll stitch it all together later with some video editing. But yeah, this area here has got me a couple of times. I've always thought that like this would be a good place for players, but then it's not because there's no food and there's nothing to eat, so there's no one that comes here. Except I've been here a few times on my Croc, and then I just basically starve out because I get lost. But it's very clearly definable when you can fly in the air and hover around, right? So hoping that we can sort of map this out, and then you have access to that imagery when you are playing, so you don't get lost and die like I do. This might already exist somewhere anyway. I usually build my own tools. What is that? That's a sneaky little area. Hello. It's a nice little pond. Okay. So yeah, you could transition from... See, the bottom swamp like goes way further than I thought. Like the bottom swamp is essentially enough to take you the whole game. You can go in here, transition through Sanctuary. Yeah, there's a Sanctuary in there somewhere. Let me have a look at the map. See if I can locate it. You see the different tree types, I think. Does that look like different trees? No. It's here somewhere. Yeah, so normally what I'd do is I'd come in here, I'd try to transition out, follow the right hand side, kind of come, this is the, you know, everyone runs this gap. Great place to hunt, by the way. If you're like a raptor, you want to like feast, this is the Deinosuchus cross zone, the death zone. Like you just hunt this little region here. That will end badly for little Deinosuchus that are trying to go skitter across. So yeah, that was my common sort of play style, but you have a lot of swamp to work with, like a lot more than I remember. It's just so weird because I guess perspective is skewed when you're swimming in it, right? But it's massive. And it feels like you got nowhere to go in the map. But you do. You definitely do. And this is all... I'd say the shallowness of this region, the swamp region, is definitely a juvenile area. Then you want to transition out. You could get your saltwater mutation over here quite easily, actually. Transitioning through these mangroves onto that land. But once you're in here, without knowing where to go, it's hard to see. And you make silly choices, you know? But look at that. Straight over. Drink, back, mutate. And I'm in here. And then once I hit here, I swim up. I follow the river. I jump up the waterfall. I feast and I grow on fish in here. This might be the play. This swamp here too, also like kind of secluded. Wouldn't be a terrible spot to level up. I imagine fish would spawn there. Yeah, I think this river might be the sneaky good one, right? Because that's all salt water. But to get your... Okay, so you're going to get one mutation to start with. But to get your second mutation, you're likely going to be about 600 kilos, right? The other alternative is you get the water reduction or rain in mutation or swim speed. I guess they would all kind of equate to the same efficacy in these scenarios. You jump the barrier and you run for it, and you break legs and you go straight for this gap and get to this water. And like, if you don't get to this point, you die, but you have to run the gauntlet. I think it's doable. I've done something similar. I've jumped, I think, out of the pond here and swum up to a pond up here, which we'll go look at now. Let's just... I just didn't even know this existed before, to be honest. So, yeah, and it cuts off that part of the map, which you never want to go to anyway as a Deinosuchus, except this one little pond. There's one pond in there. I'm wrong. Alright, let me get a mapping of this. I'm going to speed it up a little. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's really like nothing inside that, by the way. Let me show you. Ooh, come here. It's just like a barren area. It's like they've set it up a Thunderdome. I kind of like the vibe they were going for here. That's shallow, by the way, but you could probably like survive in there, but I'm not coming in here ever. But yeah, it's like they were setting up some sort of Jurassic Park theme. You know, very unique of them. Anyway, so swamp here. Yeah, converts. This is where it follows into the river delta. Shitty swamp. Jump the gap. Swim up here around the log. Or, yeah, you could go to the beach. I've jumped to the beach here before and swum up the coast to safety in this pond. I think that's the pond. Yeah, this is where I leveled my T-Rex, on this coast. I think there's like a turtle spawn here. And sometimes along here. So turtles do spawn in this beach here. And there is this pond. Where is it? I know it's here. There it is. I live and breathe this pond. This pond has no fish, but I almost took a raptor's head off the other day, except I was like 14 times too small. Yeah, I was like a baby, and I saw him and I just wanted to scare him. It was hilarious. So I've transitioned this before from over here and made the run without a saltwater mutation from, I think, there to there. And if I can do that, that would be tight. I think you could make it, to be honest. I think you can make that one. I'm going to try these anyway. I'm going to try these in videos and I'll record them and then we can discuss them and we'll see how they do. But I'm going to try it on like a regular official server. But I think if you get to this kind of river or you figure out a way to connect to this river with a large degree of consistency, I mean, the reality is you could hunt this region until you hit 600 kilos. Yeah, nah, bro. Yeah, you could. But that's stressful. The swamp is stressful. It feels more stressful. I feel like everyone's aggressive in the swamp. Everyone's territorial of this swamp. So yeah, so we have this. I think this is the typical. Yeah, this is the water crossing point normally for the saltwater mutation here. And then yeah, once you leave out, you're kind of cooked because you come in here. That's all salt water, but no food. You might be able to pick people off the beach. Like, you got to be well fed for this. Like, maybe a couple. This is my rationale. I'm thinking, do we like a more aggressive playstyle where we're like min-maxing our damage based off being fully fed and like finding the right approach to fight in? Or do we look to sustain our health pool in an evolutionary trait? And do we think about, I guess, like hunger reduction so that we can go further and stay under the water longer, so we can strike with more efficiency? Are they primary evolutionary traits? And if they are they like tier 1 traits where they should be in the first 4 that we get? Or are they entomb level 2 traits where like now we're better hunters and we can start leaving the map? Could you sneak around in that little pond? Yeah, maybe it's a baby. Oh, it looks deep. It looks deep. I didn't really know. See, I've never come... You don't really survive long enough to get into these areas if you're not cautious. So I am still mapping all this, so I'm just going to get a quick lay of the land. Yeah, so standard pathway up the delta through all these nice little lakes and crevices, and you'd be surprised how little you kill people in there, because people are aware. But often going up the river, your primary threat is other Deinosuchus. It's the most... All spawn zones for the Deinosuchus, the east is like these, they all lead to here. So if you can get out of this area with consistency and find somewhere else to thrive, you're going to evolve. See, this little sneaky pond, I would never have thought to come into this, but this is a pond worth sneaking into. You would hunt people in here for sure. For sure. And you would have to just... See, you'd have to know it. You'd have to be willing to leave this part of the river delta, walk up there. Okay, I like it though. We know it now. We know it. Just kind of have to plot these out and like hunt them methodically. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we are concerned with approaching these locations and the length of time that we can stay in them without needing food, like if we're leaving a prime river system like this one where we can feast on large fish and keep our hunger bar fully stacked, we could spend an hour, 2 hours in a pond like this without needing to leave. If we get anything in the meantime, that's more sustainable. So it's kind of like you need to operate from a sustainable food supply if you want to survive long term. That's why this one's so hard to get to. But if you could get to it and... I mean, yeah, so let's say you theoretically spawn in this lake up here. You can make that run. So if you can make that run one time and there are fish in this lake, that is for sure a prime evolution. And you can stay in there forever. You can dominate that pond. But I don't think there's fish in there. I think it has to be a river stream. And I think the one that we found on the other side is probably the prime one to go to. This is also a sneaky nice area over here. This is on the ascent kind of up to that lake that I hate. Because if you try to do this, you end up having to walk like around here. I think I climbed the tree trunks in the middle of the night and like almost died. And then went up like here. But this is not an easy way to get up here. So how would we do it if we wanted to do it consistently? You don't want to... I mean, the reality is you can just spawn up here and stay here. You can just live in here. You can theoretically get prime with a Deinosuchus super easy because it's got a reduced criteria. So you just need to have like never become infertile, have a perfect diet at one point. You can just migrate between two zones, which you can basically do. I think here and here is like two separate zones. One's like a mass migration zone and the other one's a regular migration zone. So I think you can navigate between those and get two instantly. I'm not 100% sure about that. Yeah, I just think the criteria is a lot easier. So you can technically stay in this river and get prime. So getting back there is the pain, isn't it? There's no adjacent connecting river systems. You'd have to come from the coast. But that's a climb that a Deinosuchus does not maketh. Could you come from here? No, that's... It is a path. But that's a long path. I don't think so. What's up here? It looks empty. Can you fall? Oh, you can go in there. What the fuck? Holy shit. Excuse my language. I had no idea. Okay, there's a cave system. Is this some Skull Kong under the island business? Why can't I? Oh, I feel sick. I can't see. What's happening in here? Well, nah, bro. I don't like that. I don't like it. Does this go... How far? This is freaking me out. Is there like a hidden... I mean, you can just walk in the entrance. That's very cool. Imagine you just nest up in here. Oh, why does it go so dark? Can you exit from that side? Oh, is that a little hole? That's a little... Is that water? What the hell? Is that fog? It's water. Oh, it's water. Oh, imagine... What's it... Where does this water connect to? What is going on? Oh my god, what's this? Is this an underwater tunnel? What the fuck? Bro, what is this? Is this like water under the map? I am so confused. I mean, I get that I'm under the map right now, but... Like, what is going on here? Is this a hidden area? Is this like the one thing that you can actually go into? I can't fucking see. Holy shit. Okay, is there no... There's no door there. Okay, that tracks. Okay, so that you can actually go into, follow under the mountain for whatever reason, all the way around. This is scaring me a little bit. To under the map. Now that's got to be a wall, right? That's like a block. I don't know. You can't really tell. It just goes dark. I don't get it. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't connect to the mountain at all. That's trippy though. It's a trippy mountain. Anyway, just a lot of me talking to myself. Excuse that. Very cool. Alright, yeah. Sorry, this river, self-sustainable. There's a nice little croc-nest under here. I've grown pretty big. Just like hanging out here. Like existing, like storing some food under here. Like you can just hunt in this thing all day long, and you'll never run out of food. But someone will come get you eventually, because you can traverse up this river. It's just more effort than it's worth. So I'd say if you spawn up there, and you are, I guess, okay. So that's the reality too. You're not going to control your spawns, right? We have to plan for that. So let me think about that. You're not going to control your spawns. If we spawn up here, do we just stay here? And what is the risk of that? Where would you go if you spawned here? What is your bailout solution? Because I'm pretty sure I died here the other day as like a 1-ton Deinosuchus. I saw... like this guy swim in, and I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna bite him side on, and I ambushed him and it did nothing, and then he chomped me and then ran, and then I chased him, and I was like, thank God he's running, because he probably doesn't realize how much he just messed me up, right? And then he chased me back down with his friend, and they ate me. So that was hilarious. But there are big crocs in this pond. So what is our bailout strategy? You can't get saltwater mutation as your first mutation. I think you can spawn in this swamp too, which means you're cooked there as well. Some of these spawns, like, you're gonna get cooked. I need to think about this. Like, how do I successfully bail out? How do you get out of there? You don't, like, you want to avoid the delta, but you can't. Where's the water go to here? So yeah, what's your exit strategy on the east swamp? Do you stay there? Alright, let's look around. There's no freshwater pools around here too. There's not like a little... You'd have to break right. You come out. You'd want to go this side. You'd have to go this side. Through the gate. Straight for the river. You'd be thirsty as shit by this point too. Oh, I don't know if you can do it. I don't think you'll survive it. I think it's too far. What's this? That's my pond, isn't it? Is it? I lost it. It is. Oh, run for the pond. Could you make it? I don't know. Maybe. If I did it from there... Could I do it from there? Yeah. Maybe. With the right anti-hydration mutations, you would make it more consistently. I should try it and see how tight it is. I could try it in the dev server. Shit. Why don't I do that? I mean, it doesn't really matter. Official server will be the same thing. I guess official server's more fun because I could just get murdered and stuff along the way. Dev server for that feels like a little bit of cheating. Yeah, I'm not fussed. I don't really care if I die, so it's not going to hurt me to fail in learning the task. So I'm just kind of having a look around. I think I'm about ready to wrap this one up. I think I've kind of seen what I need to see. I know that there's like a couple of different areas of the map that I can transition. The saltwater mutation is very essential at some point. Maybe not in the... maybe in the first round of mutations. It might, yeah. Like, if you're going to genuinely transition this map correctly... That's the problem, is I didn't know that there was another system to the Delta. The Dino... Like, this is going to get you killed. That's fine. Like, you can chill there. You can still survive. You still grow massive. You'll get combat. You'll get a lot more combat with other Deinosuchus, which is less fun. I'm a firm believer in that Crocs should not kill other Crocs unless, like, essential. I mean, I do get aggressive sometimes, like, territorially, and I'm not proud of that. But, yeah, ideally, if I can, I'm gonna be Croc Bros, because it's us against the world, Croc Bros. Yeah, be good to your Croc Bros. Yeah, I do like this spot. So, I think... Let me just do another round. That covers the major ponds, the major sort of estuaries. Yeah, this one here is a nice little sneaky one. That one's definitely accessible. Or is it? Yeah, maybe from there. Swim all the way up. You just need, like, to get to these ones properly and hunt them properly and be a real nuisance to players that just will never expect you to be there. You need the saltwater mutation to traverse all this salt area. You need a low food drive. Can we possibly... What's that distance like? Now, I would like to get to this one at least on one go, just for the shits and gigs. See if you can survive there. I know you can make that run from spawn. So that's one spawn. Or theoretically you could run. This would be very similar to the East Swamp situation, wouldn't it? You could make a run for this pool, and I don't think you would get fish. No, I don't think so. Fuck it, we might as well do it anyway. We're gonna pick these. We're gonna make runs for them, and we're gonna see which are the most effective, because they're all different, and they're all gonna have different ecosystems. And I think we've very much kind of mapped out most of the map with some 3D imagery that we need in this video recording. So that swamp is huge, much bigger than I thought. I hope this is a bit insightful. I know we might have started off a little slow, as I do, but it's nice. I've never seen the map quite like this. I've only seen it from being in it, and very often some of the nuance is lost. Some of the little areas are not discovered because they're too unsafe. But yeah, you could really... I'm not sure which one climbs on things, but like you could prey on people from up here, couldn't you? This would be fun. Yeah, I am excited. Like, being a dinosaur is scary. I'm excited to play some of these other classes too, but yeah, strategically, I like this pond. The dinos, you see, that's your exit strategy. Straight boom. Alright, yeah, I like the Deinosuchus. It's fun, it's cool, it's unique. Everyone likes the Deinosuchus. I definitely have to do a couple playthroughs with it. It's probably my favourite interesting. Interesting. It's nice to have water. This goes in here, bro. Can you get here from the ocean or something? Is that a real pathway? Have they put real ones? They have. They've put real ones in. That's beautiful. You can traverse that. So you can go all the way in here. To what benefit? Who knows? Nah, probably not a lot. That could be an East Swamp. No, there's no fence break, is there? You'd be crushed. Straight out of the swamp, break right, hit that, swim through the gap, and then go where? Hey, look at me, I'm out here in the ocean, and I'm about to die. Left? No, too far. No, too far. Alright. Just one last look at the old thing. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah, this whole part of the map there, that's the main areas I've traversed. I want to go into here to see if we can identify anything cool in there, but this is the part that I guess we've kind of overlooked. Deinosuchus gang. And I'm probably giving away my secrets as I'm creating them. But I'm going to go and make a life in here. And I'm going to see what it's like. And I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you soon.